Hey everyone, this is Brian, and I've got a little something special for you today. If you've been enjoying our game of Slugblaster, then I think you are definitely going to like what we're dropping in our feed today. Quantum Kickflip is the OG Slugblaster actual play. They've been playing this game on mic since, I believe, before it was even released, and we think that's pretty rad. And today, they are launching the third season of Quantum Kickflip, and we wanted to make sure that we shared it with you. If you haven't listened to seasons 1 or 2, do not worry. This is a totally separate story and a perfect jumping on point for you. Though I would recommend going back and listen to seasons 1 and 2. I actually listened to a bunch of season 2 of Quantum Kickflip to prep for this season of My First Dungeon. And I loved it so much we even had the Slugmaster from that season, Lena Anderson, on our creator interview that kicked off this season. Let me give you the log line for this season of Quantum Kickflip. In the remote town of Boron Ridge, Alberta, an interdimensional boarding school houses delinquent students from all over the multiverse. Slugblasting is strictly forbidden at BRITE Academy. But Jake Stanley hopes to make a name for himself anyways. That is, if he can put together a crew. So if you want even more Slugblasting in your life and just can't wait until we drop our next episode, just keep on listening to the Season 3 premiere of Quantum Kickflip.
This season of Quantum Kickflip is brought to you by MythWorks. Original worlds, original stories. Find out more at www.myth.works.
Hello and welcome to a new episode and a new season of Quantum Kickflip. I'm your host for this episode anyways. We're doing something unique this season where we're all going to be GMing throughout the season. We're going to switch around chairs, but I have the honor of being the opening host for this session.
Hey host, what's your name?
Who are you?
Oh, by this time, if you don't know my name is David Ray. And we're going to start off with introducing ourselves, and I want to know what is something that's been unique about one of the schools you've been to, whether it's high school, college, whatever. I'll start. My Bible college, my one-year Bible college, Covenant Bible College, was a juvenile detention center before it became a Bible college. So all the doors had mag locks. And even though we were no longer, essentially a prison, the Bible college did still use the mag locks to enforce a curfew. We were adults, by the way, but they still had the mag locks used. So that's my unique quirk of a school. So
My name is Michael Vetch, and interesting thing about my school is less of a physical thing. Throughout my junior high, there was a program called the Academic Challenge Program, and this is like, smart kids, you get a little accelerated stuff, you do extra projects and things. But everyone who was in that class in my junior high, wrote a test to get into it, going from grade 6 to 7. I was given this test to write in grade 3. I don't know why, but they gave me this test and were like, this kid, he needs to be in the special stream. So from grade 3 onward, I was pulled out of class a few times a week to do additional projects and things. And it was like, okay, cool. Why is this happening so early? I'm just being ostracized, I guess. But it's because I was neurodivergent. Smart.
Hello, my name is Lena, and the junior high school I went to was a uniform school. It was an all-girls school, and it was my choice to go there, which is very funny, given that I'm not a girl. What?
Hi, I'm Liam, and the Spruce Grove Composite High School has the Spruce Grove Theater attached to it. So it was really was like a breeding ground for theater kids, because the drama classroom was the backstage green room area of the theater.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been theater adjacent since I was but a wee lad.
I think I've done a show in that space before.
The Horizon stage.
Yeah, I definitely have. Why? Wild.
Hi, my name is Robin, and I went to high school in a very small town and also around the turn of the millennium. Dating myself. So when I went into grade 8, we had to do like a little sample platter of all the option classes so that we could see what we would want to do for the rest of our high school careers. And 2 of them that we had to take were computers and keyboarding. And in the keyboarding class...
2 separate ones?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Keyboarding, in order to get an A, you had to be able to type 60 words per minute by the end of the unit. And on my opening test, I typed like 70 words per minute. And I was like, can I not do this class? And they were like, no. And I was like, okay, can I set a higher goal so that like I have to do 90 words per minute by the end of the class? And they were like, no, everyone has the same goal. And I was like, well, what did I do in this class? And they were like, it'll be an easy class for you.
Really motivating their students to go above and beyond. Yeah, really inspiring them to learn.
But the computers class involved making cartoons in software that I had never heard of and have never heard of since. in the biggest moment of Macromedia Flash, they were like, we're going to use this draw app on this dated computer. Anyway, that's me.
I love that so much. Hold back, please.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to dive into this new season at Boron Ridge Interdimensional Technical Education Academy, or the BRITE Academy. And with that, it's time to play the game. It's time to play Slugblaster. We open up in a boring physics class / history class. They have to combine a lot of things because there's a lot of technical education. Up at the front, you have this lady with a, pulled back ponytail, and she's in her mid-40s, glasses, and she's going on about how the Boron Ridge used to be this mining facility, but there's all of these dimensional portals that dump stuff here. And it would be fascinating if Jake Stanley was actually listening, but he wasn't. He was watching the clock as it clicked closer to lunchtime. He has a plan. He's got this golden brown wavy hair. He's got a graphic tee with a hockey player on it. He's got jeans. He's got his Rift ninja sneakers with a little cord that goes up to his hip where there's like a disc man, and also controls for his sneakers. And in his hand, dancing across his fingers, is a key that he recently acquired and he can't wait to use. He doesn't care about education. He cares about shenanigans. The clock ticks to noon and the buzzer goes. Everybody starts standing up, and immediately Jake rushes past, goes into the hallways, and starts walking down this place where there's Thenispartians and Opera Ablins and humans and all sorts interacting, spilling out as they head towards for their lunch activities. And that's when the announcements come on, and we hear the voice of head teacher Phineas Stanley come across.
Hello, students. A couple of quick announcements. First, please do not go out to quad for the next few days, as drow agents are working on cleanup from yesterday's portal hiccup. To address the rumors, yes, an excessive amount of water from Calorium was dumped over the quad, and yes, the water is from Calorium's soda lake, but for the love of all that is holy, do not try to drink from it. It is not Sprite, like some people have been claiming around the school. It is not from a lake full of soda pop. It is a lake of water with a lot of sodium. It is highly alkaline, and it will make you sick. Second, tryouts for the swim team are happening after school today, which reminds me, don't try to drink the pool water either. We have plenty of water fountains around the school. I don't know why people... It's fine. Have a good lunch, and please make good choices.
Jake is going past, seeing all these people. He's looking for someone in particular. And he passes by a popularian in a fuss graphic tee, sleeves ripped off, in tight black pants. And he's trying to sweet talk a Thenispartian with bronze-skinned, shaved head and a gangly framed, draped with a flannel and paint-stained skirt. Off to the other side, there are two Opera Ablin clones from the Pinnacle Project, and they like look at Jake and they kind of like titter and like say some sort of comment, and Jake kind of ignores it and continues forward, heading towards the library, where he thinks he's going to be able to find his first recruit. He walks into the library, classic bookshelves and plants with like the long vines and ferns and everything like this. There are a couple of people in here, one of which, Robin, why don't you describe your character?
Yeah, so I'm picturing standing right up at the front desk having a conversation with the librarian. You see just this oversized suit of armor, this pressurized. It looks like a dive suit, like you would wear to go down and explore the ocean depths, like a pressurized atmospheric diving suit. But rather than being, full of air in a water environment, this suit, as it turns, and you can see through one of the 3 portholes on the helmet, is full of water in this oxygen-rich environment. It's made of like a sort of dull green metal with like that rubberized joints and limbs, like the sort of got Michelin Man vibes on the arms and legs. All of the joints are very like big spherical like action figure joints, and the head has a porthole on the front as well as 2 like one on either side to increase peripheral vision. And inside you can see the BRITE School's only Desninian student, Gabriel Lubgorch from the plane of Desnine. He's a fish man. And he is arguing heatedly with the librarian, trying to get his point across. You can hear his voice. I think it comes out through a speaker on the outside of the armor. So it like he's talking inside, but there's a receptor that's picking it up and broadcasting it. And he's saying to the librarian, "What do you mean you don't have any books on slugblasting? You have books on every topic. You're a library. You have to have information for me. And how am I supposed to become a slugblaster if I can't do the research?"
Well, I told you that we don't allow slug blasting around here. We frown upon it. It's dangerous.
Do you have books that contain bank robberies?
Yes, we do.
We have
the whole
books that contain pirates and mutinies and murders and those sorts of things.
Yes.
And you don't condone any of that either, do you?
Well, yes, that's correct. We don't condone it, but do you have an old-timey pirate ship? Huh? I don't
you
think
don't know what I have.
Yeah, I guess that is a good point. That is.
All I'm looking for is information. I'm looking to expand my mind, and you're not allowing me to do that. And
look, I'm not going to bring in those books. Head teacher Stanley says that we cannot have any slug blasting books. That's the rules.
And Gobi, seeing that he has no options left in this conversation, just kind of turns with a huff, and the suit, clomps across the floor, sloshing inside as it goes.
I would also, by the way, I would like to remind you to try not to get the books wet.
The water's inside the suit.
I know, but I also know that you live in the pool, so,
I mean, that's fair.
and so as you turn away and you see Jake there, and Jake is smiling broadly. He's got like that gap in between his 2 front teeth kind of a thing. And he sidles up to you and like, hey, you're Gabriel, right?
Gabriel Lubgorch, yes. And you are?
Flakes. My name's Jacob, but call me Flakes.
Nice to meet you, Jacob.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm just wanting to reach out to you. I heard that you might be interested in slug blasting.
Gobi's eyes, which are 2 huge yellow eyes that kind of stick out on the side of either side of his head, light up. And
literally?
What's that?
Do they literally light up?
Yeah, they got a glow to them. And the sort of ray fin ridges, like he's got a couple of like fins on the top of his head. He's got 3 fins across the top, and they all kind of stand at attention as you mention slug blasting. And he's like, "Do you know about slug blasting?"
Oh, I love slug blasting. I can't wait to go into other dimensions. I recently came across a space-time amphimeter, and I'm wanting to go. And if you're somebody that's interested in slug blasting, I would love to be able to have you on my team.
That sounds incredible, because I am so interested in slug blasting. In fact, I'm one of the best slug blasters in the school, and I have a ton of experience. I've been to so many dimensions, and as he's saying this, Gobi is like generally like a kind of a blue greeny color, fishman vibes. But he starts to he's got a bit of a translucence to him as well, and you see him start to just glow from inside, just like a dull burgundy color.
I mean that's great. Okay, but we do have to keep it on the down low a little bit. Okay.
Oh, of course, because slug blasting is highly frowned upon.
Yeah. Well, also you have a speaker that's very like just loud.
I can.
Do you have like a volume?
He's like fidgeting inside the suit. The arms go limp for a second as he pulls his arms out of the arms, and his voice gets quieter. He's still speaking at full volume, but it just sounds like he's further away.
Well, that's great. Do you have much equipment though? I don't really have a board, but I have a way of solving that. But do you have equipment?
I mean, and he goes to do like a cool like spin in his powered armor, but it's so big and clunky that it like takes several seconds for him to turn all the way around, and then he looks back at you and goes, "You're looking at it."
I'm visualizing like the way the Teletubbies dance.
Correct.
Wait, you can be pretty agile in that?
Oh, you better believe it, buddy.
Oh man, this is great. I'm needing to get some more supplies, and I think we're going to do that. We're going to meet in room 204. It's the disused music room. I'll meet you there after class.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, great. And off Jake runs out looking for his next mark, I guess.
Gobi's glow shifts from the dull burgundy to a bright electric blue as he just like walks away with a big grin on his face.
Jake continues through the hallways. People are, you have Thanos Spartians who are have some olive oil soda drinking it, bypassing.
What's wrong with people and their drinks at the school?
It's a statement. Like everybody, you define yourself by what you drink.
Yeah.
And off he goes towards just past the office. Where there is a lost and found box. There's all sorts of items in it. He takes a moment to look and just kind of observe the lost and found box. Michael, would you like to introduce your character?
Yeah, well, I guess, I suppose at the box, it's probably maybe like on a bit of a table a little bit up, sitting on the floor, standing about 2.5 feet high, 2.5 feet wide. Picture like a Jell-O mold or a gumdrop. Very primary color yellow, semi-transparent. That's my character. I am playing.
We are insane this season.
I am playing Flobbert Sliman. He is a little slime boy. He's like a puddle of sentient ooze that was found in the plain of Vestige. And he's been enrolled at this school. Reaching out from the center of his glob, a cartoonish little, kind of like one of those arcade prize sticky hands, reaches out from his glob form into the Lost and Found box, where it finds his signature purple hat. Signature not in the sense of signature device, but just what he wears. It's his only piece of clothing, a purple ball cap, which he then rests on top of his little gumdrop form.
Jake approaches you and, hey, Flaubert?
Salutations, friend! Oh, great! I don't believe we've met before! Good, very nice to meet you!
Oh, God.
Is something the matter?
Oh, no.
Did you happen to partake of the free soda they have in the quad? Oh, there's so much of it, so delicious! I just couldn't help myself! Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense why the head teacher put that warning out. You can drink that stuff? I heard it was poisonous.
Oh, is it? I took a big sip and I was pleased as punch. It's a nice change up from my normal drinking of the pool water. You can only go chlorinated for so long. The sodium's a nice change of pace.
That's great. As long as you can still survive. I don't know if you've heard, but do you know anything about Slugblasting?
Slugblasting, and a little ear forms on the side of the gumdrop and sort of stretches forward up to your mouth. I'm not overly educated on the subject, but it sounds intriguing.
Well, I mean, you kind of have some experience already because you kind of were dumped out randomly through one of the portals in the quad. You came from Basish, right? You went from one dimension to another, right?
I've done some traveling before, yeah.
Well, Slugblasting is just going out, sneaking around, going to other dimensions, and that sounds kind of like fun, right?
Sneaking, you say? Ooh, and with that, he just like fully dissolves into a puddle on the floor, kind of gets on your shoes a little bit.
Hey, what? These shoes are...
These are some sweet kicks, bro. Sorry, you knew my name, but I don't think we've actually probably met before.
Oh, yeah. My name's Jacob, but you can call me Flakes.
Flakes! Oh, greetings! And instead of forming a hand, he just kind of globs onto your hand for a handshake.
Thanks.
As you said, I'm Flaubert, but lots of people just call me Bub, or Bubby, if they're close.
Well, Bubby, I'm hoping that we can use you, because you seem like you can get under doors and get around things and go through vents and stuff.
Oh, sure thing! I love being used!
I don't know how to respond to that. That's
most people don't.
I want you to join me. This is not me using you. You're joining a team.
A team? Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds so exciting. We can be Bubby Buddies.
Bubby Buddies. I love it. That's great. So tell you what. After class, meet me in room 204. Okay.
All right, 204. You've got it, boss.
Great. And he tries to shake off the slime that he as best he can.
Bubby moves over to the side of the office and glorps into a grate, once again dropping his hat.
The disgruntled receptionist working at the office picks it up and puts it back in the lost and found bit.
Over, Jake proceeds, and it is one of the resource rooms for various groups to gather. One in particular is the yearbook group, and Jake doesn't really go here too often, but he knows somebody there can help him with his chicanery. So as he comes into the room, Lena, why don't you introduce your character?
Yeah, so I think this room is currently occupied by a few people who are like working in the yearbook club. You know, you got a couple of nullites, maybe an operablin, definitely some popularians who are sort of leading the way on like how things are going to be laid out and what pictures are going to be chosen and all of this very important stuff, right? And this room isn't, I wouldn't say it's dimly lit. I think it's got those like fluorescent lights that cast everything in a bit of an unflattering light. But in spite of this quite bright, unflattering light, there's this shadow in the corner. But then the shadow sort of moves towards the table and sort of expands up. And from this shadow, this voice that you can hear in your ears, but also almost like in your bones, like the way you hear your own voice emanates and says, I think I want a different picture of me on this page. This one doesn't capture my good side. So this 6.5 foot tall, featureless black shadow, vaguely almost like lupine or maybe like a little bit gorilla shaped, like 4 sort of legs? Featureless, must emphasize, is just sort of lumbering over and is a part of the yearbook club, and this is my character.
One of the other students there, this nullite, they're like, I think you look great. I think the picture's great.
I think that my smile could be better. Hang on, let me try. And like glowing red teeth like start forming one by one and like slowly expanding into a smile that is too big and too curvy. No eyes, just like a semicircular, huge, toothy smile.
A couple of the kids turn away, can't like bear the...
Picturing it starting at the bottom of the circle and going out to either side, and then it just like it goes too far around the circle.
Just a full circle of teeth.
And Flakes is kind of taken aback. Oh yeah. Hi, Miseray?
Yes, that's me. And the teeth all go and disappear.
Hey, I know you're working in here, but could I talk to you real quick?
Yes, absolutely.
Is there somewhere we can kind of go? This is like a private conversation I want to have.
How private are we talking? Because you could just hop in.
Sorry, hop in?
You could hop in.
You're pointing at yourself.
Yeah.
Wait. No, I think I want an outside conversation. Just like, a regular...
If you say so.
Oh. Here, how about we just step outside here? And...
Whatever you say. And she starts, like, moving, and it, like, kind of looks like maybe she's emulating walking, but also she's kind of more gliding.
Moving the limbs for show as she glides.
She sees how other people in this place move around.
Yeah. Well, thanks for speaking with me. I'm Flakes. Do you know who I am? I'm kind of no one around here,
Oh, yes, Flakes. I think I heard about the incident over the summer.
Oh, you know about that. I thought you just came here to the school.
Stories, yes. We're putting together the yearbook, and the popularians were like, oh, you know the funny story about Flakes.
Well, I mean, it's not really that funny. It's just like a little bit funny. I mean, sometimes, when you fall off a hill, sometimes your pants just come down on their own. That sometimes just happens. And people were, pointing and laughing. That was not that was all a bit. That was it. It was a bit I did, and I meant to do it.
But it was only the bit that you did was only a little bit funny.
It was. I'm
learning about comedy.
Oh, well, look.
There's a comedy club. I'm thinking of joining it. Speaking of which, I think I know what this is about.
You do?
Yes. And the rumors are true. I am running for prom queen. Can I count on your vote?
You want to be prom queen?
Yes.
You know what? I believe in you. You know, I think you could totally do it.
Thank you so much. I have a lot of experience in the waking pits. I was a part of the infinite void. And now I have broken off from the void when I tumbled through a thin zone into the quad, and now I wish to rule again.
Rule again.
As prom queen.
What do you think a prom queen does?
Prom queen wears a special sparkly tiara, and I understand that queen means ruler. And also the prom queen is the most popular and well-loved girl at the school, and I want that to be me because I love talking to people. They don't run away. You're giving me only a partially horrified look, and that is refreshing.
Sometimes just looking into your eyes.
Oh, hang on. I can fix that.
Oh,
And
God.
one by one, like 2 eyes, and then a third, and then the third one is like, wait, and then it goes away. And these 2, like, bright, like, yellow and cyan irised eyes are just, like, bearing down upon you. Again, way too big. Does this make you feel more comfortable?
Does it hurt to make them?
No, it just requires effort.
Okay. Yes. No. It helps a lot, I think. I'm just going to like look over. I have to break eye contact sometimes just to gather my thoughts.
The eyes float around the void, trying to meet your gaze.
Trying to meet your gaze, yeah.
I assume that you're pretty good at, moving around, being hidden and everything, right?
Yes, most often I am missed in roll call.
Well, I think that this could be a help. And, if you want my vote, there's an easy way to get my vote.
Perfect. I'm all ears. And very much like Flobbert, just like little pointy ears at the top, little floppy ears at the side, humanoid ears just everywhere.
I can hear that, and I...
Good radio, right?
Yeah. Oh. Well, okay, look, just meet me in room 204, and we'll have a discussion there, and I'll tell you about the special project I'm working on.
I'll be there.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to go, and he's still avoiding, like, looking in your direction.
Apparently there's a prom king as well. Think about it.
Huh. I will think about that. Okay, I'll see you after class.
See you then.
Okay, great. And then he, like, pulls out his notebook, and, he scratches off the 3 names. He sees the last one, like, okay. Jake takes some time to look for his last candidate and walks into the quad. Yeah, there are these drow agents that are have police tape more or less around the thing,
off a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
and they have what would be essentially a big tank on their back, and they're spraying some of the stuff down to wash off all the alkaline off the the statue of the headmaster. And they're interviewing the groundskeeper, who's got a mustache and balding and all this kind of thing, is Liam.
Okay, Mr. Bob, I know you've got some big feelings about the drama happening here on the quad, but just for the shot, for the talking head piece of the feature, can you please just be a little bit sadder? Can you look like this is a little bit of a harder thing and not an everyday problem you have to deal with? Okay, thank you. And hang on. What do you? Oh my God, Flakes. No, Flakes, I told you, I'm not deleting the video of you falling down the hill with your pants down. Right? I'm not doing it, all right? I already got 1,000 likes on that, and it's one of my most top-performing posts, so I'm not doing it. Stop asking me.
Esther, it's not about that. This is about something completely different.
All right, I'm listening.
Okay, I don't know. I was just kind of... You have that, like, microphone, right?
Yeah. And this is Esther Infinity. She's a popularian, fairly petite, like just over 5 feet, shoulder length, wavy black hair, but it's not really black. It's like deep purple. But you just kind of get it in the right light. Make your smoke on the water joke, great. And then she's wearing a hard decker denim jacket, black t-shirt underneath, and like tight pants of unknown popularian material, something cool and weird. But mostly it's the hard decker denim jacket and the short, dark purple wavy hair. She has a radiant smile, big, wide smile with cheekbones and like really soft, gentle eyes. And she like turns around and looks at you the way like a celebrity on a red carpet like looks at a camera. But this is just effortless for her. This is unlike every other character we've met. She doesn't have to look a certain way with distinct effort. She just kind of effortlessly looks great. Not because she's particularly gorgeous. She's just a popularian. They all have media training. All right, I'm listening. What?
Okay,
what you possibly want?
Well, I know it's a jailbroken phone, and I think I would just like to borrow it for the night.
As if, Home Slice, whatever.
But come on, I just want to borrow it for the evening. There's just a project I'm working on, and I'll give it back to you. Don't worry, it won't break at all.
You're tripping, no cap. I'm not giving you my phone. What do you want? What could you possibly want this for anyway? I mean, it's my signature device. It's a jailbroken microphone with like more apps than anyone on Null has ever heard of. This thing can do like whatever. So
like you have Monkey Paw on it, right?
Yeah.
And Skunk Saw EXE?
Yeah. The most I got a subscription. Oh my god, can you believe they do a subscription model now? It's annoying.
Janky Leg?
Yeah.
Animal Noises?
Oh my god, do you live in 10 years ago? Yes, of course I do.
What about ZR Data Poison Pill?
It's downloading now.
Right. So, like it's a phone that can help you with what I'm working on. That's
okay.
all.
Well, it's also it's a signature device, so it's tied to facial recognition. So here, and she like holds it up to her. She like smiles this radiant smile, and it like unlocks, begins to whistle. Little sparks come out of it, like fireworks. And it says, "Hello, Esther," and it opens. Okay, now you look at it. And then as soon as you like look at it for a second, it goes. Wah, wah, wah. All right. So even if I wanted to give this to you, and I don't, it's tied to my what's the word my fingerprint and face stuff.
Your biometrics.
Biometrics, yeah. But not in like a weird cyberpunky operablum way, in a regular Myper way.
Harmless Myper way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So anywhere the phone goes, I go.
Look, I want to start some slug blasting, and I want to be able to go to some other dimensions, and I want to get some equipment, and some hacking abilities might be helpful. I don't know what's on the other side of this.
Now you're talking. You didn't tell me this was about Slugblaster, and you didn't tell me this was about a clandestine search for stuff we're not supposed to have. Of course I'm in. Oh my god, yes I'm in.
Okay, but it's just that, last time we had a school project together, you just made fun of me a lot, and
yeah, and it got so many likes.
All right, well, we're meeting in room 204, the old music room.
Yeah, I know the old music room. I've been here as long as you have.
I know. Shouldn't you be graduated by now?
I can't leave. You know this, all right? Okay, I am here until my dad gets his name cleared or we get extradited back to Popularia.
Well, just try not to tell anybody. You can't live stream this.
Don't worry. When I want to keep a secret, I can. So I just very rarely do. But yes, my lips are sealed until I change my mind.
Okay, well, I'll see you after school then.
Okay, bye.
Okay. And off Jake goes. As he's starting to cycle through these interactions he just had, and like, oh boy, hopefully I can trust these people. And off he goes to go get some infinity pizza that's in the cafeteria. We come to the end of the school day. People are filing out, heading their own ways. This is a boarding school in the middle of northern Alberta. There is nowhere to really go. There is a gas station / diner that is like the one place to kind of go and hang out. There's maybe a small snow hill that people like to sled down. But other than that, there is one road in, one road out, and a landing strip. It used to be a mining operation years and years ago.
What did they mine?
Boron.
Oh, wow. It sounds boring.
Yeah. And nobody knows what boron's used for.
Cannon.
No one knows. They were just mining and trying to figure, what do we do with this stuff? And then they closed it down, and then they discovered all of these one-way portals that dropped stuff randomly. Maybe slime boys from Vestige, or people from the Endless Void in the Waking Pits. But they didn't build like a playground or anything. It is just the school, some houses, and the truck stop. But that's why you make your own fun, such as in room 204. They do not use this music room anymore. There was an incident that messes with the acoustics of the music room, making it a useless music room. So instead they store all their useless ping pong tables with broken legs and bits of background from plays in the past, and, you know, broken down radio equipment. And there's a few chairs inside that are stacked up where we have found our crew, Jake's crew, gathered. How do you think you're all like gathering and sitting as you're looking across from each other? Jake has not come in yet.
As Gobi enters, he looks around at this motley assortment of weirdos here. I don't think Gobi recognizes a lot of, like, I don't think he's a particularly popular or well-connected guy at this school. We're only 2 weeks into the school year. But he lays eyes on Esther and immediately is like, oh, but you're Esther Infinity. You're from the social media, the videos. Oh my goodness. I've watched all of your stuff.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
You're from Popularia.
Yeah. Where are you from? I don't think we've met. What is...
He kind of looks down at his whole deal and looks back up and is like, Desneen.
Okay, you say that like it's obvious, but it's the literal infinite multiverse.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, obviously there's the famous water one, but what if there's a less famous water one?
If there was a less famous water one, I'd probably be from there, but there's not, so I'm not.
Okay. Hi.
Gabriel Lubgorch, very pleased to meet you. Holds up one of his giant hands.
Actually, sorry, can you say that again, but just into the camera, just for posterity, please?
Oh, yeah, and he kind of like, it's like front facing, I can see myself on the screen. He kind of like tries to position himself in a way that doesn't look too awkward and like looks at the front porthole and then like turns and looks at the side to see if that looks better, and it's like, no, Gabriel Lubgorch, aspiring Slugblaster.
From behind you, what you thought was a shadow says, "And I'm Misery."
Oh my god.
Greetings, fellow students. May I count on your vote for prom queen?
It's September.
Sorry, I'm looking at you, and I feel like my heart can hear the Big Bang happening. What? I don't understand. Can you?
I have that effect on people. Oh. And then she does like what might be a hair toss, and then just like little flecks of shadow like flick out into space and then suck back into her.
That was kind of cool as hell. Can I record that also for posterity? Please record your name and your bit.
My name is Misery, and I am running for prom queen. Toss.
Oh my god, that's gonna look great. And then she goes
Can
back.
you put a cool filter on it?
And she goes back to look at her phone, and between it, like, I think the phone can't capture you. I think she's like, it's just like a weird, like, mush, like it.
Maybe put a cute ears and a little nose on it. I think that's a trend.
I'll see what I can do. Okay, this thing's supposed to be high tech, but it can't capture the absence of light. Okay, I guess there's still lots of technology to go. Whatever.
So did Flakes talk to both of you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Jacob, yes, yeah.
He goes by Flakes.
He goes by Flakes.
Well, that's preposterous, but...
Camera framing, door to the room, doorknob and up, door opens, sounds of glorp, 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 door closes. Oh, wow! I wasn't expecting so many buddies in here!
Oh my god, you're precious. I love his little round head.
Oh, hello there! Flobbert sort of like gloops up from his gumdrop form, and he takes on the shape of almost kind of like a pop figure, very rounded, very Hitchhiker's Guide Marvin the Android, just round humanoid-ish shape, still about as tall.
You can shapeshift too, and so easily. Misery tries to also adopt this rounded sort of figure, but it's far too jagged.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible! Did you come here to meet with Flakes, all of you?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
And she's recording you on her phone, just like, she's grinning ear to ear, her big white toothy grin, because she's like, this is amazing. Have I not seen you around the school? Are you a student? Are you equipment? Are you faculty?
I'm a student. I've been in the road for a little bit here. Not super long, but, you know, I'm happy to be here.
Radical.
Sorry, my name is Flobbert. I don't know if I said.
Greetings, Flobbert. I'm Misery.
Gabriel Lubgorge.
Gabriel.
And I'm Esther Infinity, Slugblaster documentarian extraordinaire.
We all know who Esther Infinity is. We all know Esther Infinity, right?
Gabriel! Gabriel!
Is it that you don't have a tongue or too many tongues?
I can have whatever I want.
And from beyond the door, you can hear it's like muffled, and not directed towards the room, but it's in another direction. You can just hear, "Yew!" And then the door opens. Flakes is there, like looking back. Okay, I gotta have this meeting. Okay, Sam, just keep an eye out for Dad. Okay.
You.
All right. Hey, it closes the door behind, and
There's 2 incorporeal blobs in here, and that's the weirdest thing I've seen all day.
hey, well, you know, that's just how we are here. Okay, don't worry about it, Esther. You know.
We also communicate with high discordant tones in the waking pit.
What does that sound like? And we all clutch our these Flakes and I like clutch our ears like, oh god.
Flubber grows ears to then plug.
You see
Those ears gross plugs.
the arms go limp in the suit again as I scramble to turn down the auditory sensors on the outside.
Flubber liquefies back into a puddle and gloops up on the back of Flakes and whispers into his ear, Flakes, you didn't tell me this club was going to be a bunch of hotties. What's going on here? You said this was going to be a fun time, but everyone here's smoking.
Flakes wipes away a bit of blood that's coming out of his nose. Yes, okay. You think that's hot? Okay. I have a very important proposition for all of you, and I'm hoping that y'all can help me out. This is very exciting. I know some of you want to go slug blast. You want to see other dimensions. I know some of you just have some really cool tech that we need. But I have a lead on some of the best slug blasting equipment that you could find here in the school.
Go on.
So, you know, when, the head teacher confiscates, different things from different people. It all gets put away in a contraband room. I've never been in there, but I think we can get in there and get some really good slug blasting gear, and then guess what? We can become a slug blasting team.
What makes you think that we could get into the contraband room? It's locked up. It's patrolled. It's behind locked doors. What do you think? Why do you think we could get inside?
Well, this is why I kind of needed some help. And Flakes holds up this key, nondescript, very basic kind of a key. I was able to swipe this from my dad's desk, and I know we can get in there. I don't know what it's like on the other side, but I do know that there is a security camera pointed at the door. We'll have to watch out for Mr. Bob. He's probably going to be wandering around. I don't know what's on the other side. I gotta imagine that it's big, right? I mean, Drow helps with the school, so I'm imagining there might be some light security, maybe, on the other side. But that's why I got somebody who can fit under doors, and another that can probably not show up on cameras. And, I also have the help of one of the best slug blasters from Desneen. And
absolutely.
Also Esther's here.
Yeah, thanks. You realize I come from clandestine uncovering secret royalty, right?
Yeah, I'm aware. That's why we need your phone.
Okay, we'll say that next time.
I mean,
the phone. Let's put the phone again. You don't understand. Okay, listen, Flakes. I am only here because my dad was an air horn blower back on Popularia. He told everyone in the dimension about the Supreme Judge panel's rampant corruption. They're all bought and paid for. They decide who wins the dimensional popularity contest. And now we are here in Asylum. So if you want something found out and discovered and uncovered that nobody else knows how to do, I am literally the number one gal in the school. So yeah, I got a great phone, but you're lucky I'm here and you're lucky to have me. And if you disrespect me again, you're gonna be sorry.
I mean, we're all here against our will. None of us want to be in. No, that's the whole point of this school, right? It's where they send all the problem children from the multiverse to go be out of the way and not bother anybody.
Do you not like school?
This one.
Not this one.
Why would I? Yeah, why would I want to be here?
Schools out there?
Of course there are other schools. What are you talking about? There are actual prestigious institutes of learning. The school back in Desneen was second to none. And there's higher education. There's the Popularia University and there's Quantum Brook Multiversity, the best school in the entire multiverse.
Wow, Blobio, that sounds like a lot of schools.
3 whole schools in the multiverse.
Yeah, but before I was here, I was going to Popularia University, which has the best documentarian crew. The sides that they do reality TV style are top of the line.
Wow, this is so exciting. You all have so many aspirations.
Well, aspirations are one thing, but we're all here now. And out of all the schools and all of the dimensions and all of the multiverse, this is the last one that I would ever want to be at. But it's okay, because I'm working on changing things, so it's fine.
I think this presents opportunities for all of us. It presents an opportunity for me to be prom queen, and an opportunity for all of us to get together when we would not have otherwise. This is the longest I've been allowed in a club so far. By the way, shortly after you left yearbook club, they said I was, and air quotes appear on either side of Ms. Ray's head. Done! And then the quotes disappear. Yearbook club.
That is ice cold. I can't believe they did that to you.
I'm always ice cold. Is that a compliment?
Something clicks in Gabriel's head, and he's like, Stanley, Jacob Stanley, you said your dad. Your dad is the head teacher?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm here. And that's how I got a hold of the key,
Are you a Nepo baby?
And then something else clicks in Gabriel's head, and he looks up Esther's account on his phone, and then looks back at Jacob and is like, pants down idiot eats shit, brackets funny.
It's some of my best documentating work. I take after my dad.
Yeah, that's me. But I meant to do that. So that's why I needed your help. So that way, we're all from different groups. We hang out in different areas, and we'll keep this to ourselves, right?
My dad is exiled from our home dimension for speaking truth to power. You don't have to worry about me. I am very in on this, and I am very impressed that you've discovered this. I am all in, and I won't say a thing.
This sounds so exciting. It's just like Ocean's 23.
Is that the dimension you're from? She's looking over at Gobi.
Yeah. Well, I definitely have lots of people that I could tell, but I won't tell any of them. But I'll keep it very, very secret because but there's lots of people that I could tell if I wanted to. I talk to lots of people.
Unlike Gobi, I have no one I could tell about this. I'm just excited to share in a secret with all of you.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to meet just outside the confiscation room at 7:00. That's when the swim team tryouts are going to be. And my dad's going to be there watching. A lot of people will be distracted. It's the perfect time to strike. So I'll see you at 7:00.
I mean, I'll got nowhere better to be. They have to drain my room every time the swim team practices.
Hands in, I've heard that's a thing.
Yeah, hands in. And Jake puts his hand on top of yours and just like gravity.
Instant pins and needles.
Yeah, pins and needles. You know what? I think we can just hands in at a distance. Just there we go.
Flubber plops a hand on top and it's just constantly sucking goop off, but it's like always regenerating back.
Big rubberized mitt goes in the middle.
Dainty hand drops down in.
Perfect.
Misere's limb keeps shifting how many fingers it is as you look at the different hands. Like, how many is it? It's 5. It's 5 fingers.
Yeah. All right. Go team, and make sure you get yourself some cover. Make sure that nobody's like looking for you. If you need to make a cover with somebody, do that.
Oh, I got you right here. I got the perfect thing. I can get us all an alibi. Everybody, just come in on the camera here. Get in on my camera. And she just takes a picture of all of us in the room, and then using her phone, like schedules the post for 7:05, and like even adjusts the timestamp in the data to say 7:05.
Yeah.
And she's like, great, we're all just having music club. Done and done. Posted. As far as everyone knows, at 7:05, we were here, and this picture was taken at 7:05. So,
are we forming a band?
Not in this room. And then like she says room, and it should echo, but it doesn't.
Hello, beloved listeners. It's me, Lena. Thank you so much for listening to the Season 3 premiere of Quantum Kickflip. We are so excited to be doing a new season, and we are excited to have you along for this wild ride at BRITE Academy. If you've been enjoying Quantum Kickflip, there are a number of ways that you can support us. You can follow us on social media. We are on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Facebook. You can tell a friend about Quantum Kickflip. Word of mouth is so important for getting this podcast out to new listeners. And you can leave a 5-star review on your podcatcher of choice. It would mean the world to us, and it really does make a difference. You can also support us by following us on Patreon. We have a number of new tiers and rewards this season, including early access to all new episodes of Quantum Kickflip, access to bonus content, which includes all bonus content from seasons 1 and 2, outtakes, and our brand new talkback episode, Quantum Chit Chat. You can also get exclusive access to Discord channels within the Wilkie's Candy Lab server, where once a month a cast member of QK will host a live stream where you can ask us questions, chat with us, and generally hang out and have a good time. And at the highest tier, you get a special shout out from me right here in the mid-roll of Quantum Kickflip. So if you would like me to say your name for all of our beloved listeners out there, subscribe to our Patreon today. And speaking of legends, shout out to the following patrons in our legend tier: Bronze Dionysus, Nash Fesman Farmer, Diamantina, Aratlon, Mana, and Lamp Critic. Thank you, Slugblaster legends. You truly are the best and brightest of BRITE Academy. Did you know that Quantum Kickflip isn't the only Slugblaster actual play around? My First Dungeon is the tabletop role-playing podcast that helps game masters learn new games and make each one better than the last. And this season, they're doing Slugblaster. I was actually on their pre-season interview with Brian Flaherty, the GM of My First Dungeon Slugblaster, and Mikey Ham, the creator of Slugblaster. If you want to listen to their season, head on over to manysidedmedia.com. This season, Quantum Kickflip is proud to be sponsored by MythWorks. In addition to publishing Slugblaster and other great comics and games, MythWorks is committed to a better and more equitable future. I am excited to announce that the official Slugblaster expansion is currently in its crowdfunding phase. Slime, Warp, and Solder is a 3-pack of fluorescent zines written by Mikey Ham with art by Sex on a Pizza that will make your Slugblaster sessions grosser, trippier, and radder than ever. More monsters, more gear, and over a dozen new character options. Play as a telepath, an android, a teen with a pet monster, and way more. Visit the backer kit link in our show notes to make a pledge to Slime, Warp, and Solder today. You can catch the next episode of Quantum Kickflip on Wednesday, June 18th, or 2 days early if you are a patron. Thank you so much for listening, and let's get you back to the action.
We're now going to start moving into checks. The first progress track that we're going to have is open. These are different elements of like how we are covering our tracks going in. So if you're doing this in advance, you want to try to like set up with somebody. That's what we'll see. We'll maybe do a check depending on.
So this is before we are getting to the locker.
This will be up until like 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And including like, yeah, there might be a thing when we're all actually physically there, but if you want to do a check in the preceding hours, this will be a part of it. So, and this is going to determine whether or not somebody happens to notice these things and, might cause a problem for you. So we have a security camera. We know about that. We know about Mr. Bob. Because I'm GMing, normally when we do this, the GM's character is not going to be in it, but for this opening run, I am. It's just that Flakes is not very bright. He's just like planning to show up at 7.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any ideas of like what they may want to do?
Flaubert could try and make a mess somewhere that would distract Mr. Bob.
That's very good.
I like that.
I don't necessarily know what I would use to roll, but I think that's a good play, is really just goop up someplace.
Yeah. So do you have like, say, an ability? Like, I feel like one of your slime form abilities.
Yeah, I haven't sort of explicitly stated yet, but I took one of these signature devices, a new one that Mikey sort of cooked up for us for an upcoming release of stuff for Slugblaster, the slime form. Puberty goes hard sometimes, huh? Especially for ultra-terrestrial subspecies, victims of intense fieldback accidents, and that poor kid who got doused by a barrel of chemicals that fell off a truck. I took slime form as instead of just a form I can go into and made it the form I'm always in.
Yeah.
But get some different slime powers.
Okay. Well, if you would like, you could roll using that. If you want to use, some kick or boost or whatever.
Yeah, I think I am going to. I flavored part of our normal gear. You get like a ray gun, and my thought for that was that instead of a gun, I just shoot globs of goo. I just shoot portions of myself, like big glorps, very Splatoon style. So I think I might just go out and do some blop blop blopping.
Like in a variety of places?
I think they just finished cleaning off the headmaster statue. Like, maybe the cordons are all gone and the quad's ready to be reopened again. And the statue's gleaming in the setting sunlight.
Okay, I love it. So go ahead and are you going to add any extra die or anything?
I'm going to invoke the Grit ability, as that is the playbook I'm playing, of Sacrifice Your Body. Take a slam to get plus 2d6 to your action. This slam can't be noped or avoided in any way. You gotta actually take it, kid.
I love that.
Just like the slam of depleted. Like
Yeah.
there's less of you.
I like depleted
That's
a
good.
lot.
Yes. Depleted is your slam. Go ahead and roll, I guess, 3d6.
Yes, indeed. Oh. That's a 2, and a 3.
So as you are, like, why don't you start describing what is happening, and then I'll maybe interject.
Bubby has no sense of subtlety. He just gloops out into the middle of the quad and starts going toward the statue. Not being sneaky about it, just going at it.
And from a window that's like nearby, opening up, just Bub. Hey, Bub.
Yes?
What are you doing out there?
I'm trying to cause a distraction.
Oh my! Why are you making a distraction?
I gotta distract from the important things that are happening.
Okay, I'm coming down, and it's Mr. Bob. That's coming and heading out that way, and he's coming. Are you going to wait for him?
No, I think this has just drawn attention. This has done nothing but draw attention to something is happening.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to start the first danger track.
Oh, no. We're
which
not
is,
even going to get into the locker.
Oh yeah, it's going to be called Caught.
Ah.
I feel that that's a classic Slugblaster.
And have we marked one spot on that
Yes,
because of Michael's failure?
Yeah, because of Michael's failure.
I'm helping.
You do not mark down open, and that's very unfortunate. What a wonderful start to our role-playing adventures. Does anybody else have like a thought that they may want to try? I'm going to. You have one opportunity before 7 p.m. So,
Yeah.
Michael, that'll be it for you. You have to replenish your slime. So you know.
Yeah. I'll throw something out there.
Okay.
I, as the Smarts playbook, have an ability called Technobabble. Twice per run, explain something technical with jargon or a fun metaphor for one style and 1d6 to a roll. So I think Gabriel approaches sort of the secretary at the front desk and explains, so what needs to happen is we're updating the software that the cameras run on. And in order to update the software, we need to disable and power cycle the cameras. So we need to unplug them so that we can finish installing the software. And then when we boot them back up, they'll be running the new software. But we can't start running the new software until we've rebooted them and power cycled everything. So we're going to need to take them offline for about 20 minutes.
And Mr. Bob can't do this?
Well, Mr. Bob isn't particularly techie, and neither is the head teacher. So they've asked me to do it because I have the technical expertise to help them with this.
Oh, yeah, I guess. And apparently there's a big mess that he's working on right now anyways.
Well, and everyone's going to be at the swim team tryouts anyway, so they figured that now was the safest time to take the cameras offline because everyone's busy with stuff, so we don't need the surveillance right now.
Oh, okay. Now, with the Technobabble, do you roll, or is this just an ability you get?
This gives me additional D6 to the roll, so I will have to roll to see if this works,
Yes,
but it's
you
going to
get
give me a
D6.
style and a D6.
Love it.
Yes, one style, one D6, so I'll check that off. Additionally, I'd love to use a kick from my attitude to try and mark 2 spots to make up for Michael's attack. So I come in with 2, 1 normal, 1 from Technobabble. I'm going to add 1 more from my attitude. We're rolling 3d6. Here we go with 1 kick. We have a 5.
Okay, well, with that, you added the kick, so that's O and P from open.
Yeah, it
accomplished. It was a mixed
success, yeah.
So I am going to mark 1 on the caught
Yeah.
thing. So we have CA of caught. And she's like, oh, okay. You know what? I should probably watch you. This is something I should probably understand. So, you know, she's coming with you to help with the cameras.
Oh, no. Okay.
And you're there, and I'm going to say that you are disabling the camera.
Yeah.
She doesn't know this, but she is like noticing, like, why is the red light not on anymore? I thought you were fixed it. Did you break it?
Well, no, because we're power cycling, so it has to be offline while the update installs into the mainframe, and then that'll travel out through the circuitry to the camera network, at which point we'll power them back on. This is all jargon. This is all because he's also trying to talk about null technology, which he's not familiar with. Like, yeah.
And she like has to believe you. You know what I mean? Like, I get like, but like the red light should be on. It seems like
it will be. Yeah. No. When we power it back up, yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
But it takes time for the software to install.
And once it's done, the red light should be back on.
Yes.
Okay. And she leaves on her way, and there's like that thought in the back of your brain, you're like, if she comes back here later, she's gonna wonder why it's still down. But you think you have the cover, at least you won't be seen going in.
Yes, yeah. I was hoping for like, oh, this is tech shit. This is nerd stuff. I don't know about this. Just go do whatever you need to do. And instead I got a very attentive and interested secretary trying to learn how to do this herself.
Yeah. So you did you turned off the camera. Great. But yeah, somebody has now kind of clocked it.
Yeah.
Like,
if we get into further trouble, she'll know exactly who turned the cameras off.
That's correct. Yeah. Does anybody else want to try something?
Yeah, I think Misery is going to go around and sort of speak to as many students as she can. She has a bunch of flyers. She's not great with the photocopier. They're all just black sheets of paper. And she's basically just like doing her prom queen campaign, trying to like put herself out there, get to know the students. She does genuinely like interacting with people. And there's a little bit of a subtext that if she's talking to all of these people and like making her presence known throughout the afternoon, maybe she builds up her reputation as like, what, Misery was doing something? No, she's so nice.
You try to pad your reputation a little bit.
Yeah. So that like it kind of strains credibility that I would be up to chicanery.
Sure.
I'm using my heart playbook ability, intuition. You can always tell who likes and dislikes who, what someone really wants, and if someone's vibes are off. Yeah. So she's just sort of getting general vibes of the students and is like using that to sort of actively listen and say the things that people want to hear. I'm going to add a d6 from my attitude and roll with 2d6.
Okay.
We got a 4.
Oh, God. Hot rolls for this episode.
As the heart playbook, though, whenever I succeed on an action, I refill on attitude, so I'm going to get that d6 back.
Ah, yes. So I think you start going around making these connections. I think it sort of works in that it's more like off-putting where people don't want to necessarily go near you. So like,
yeah, she's trying her best, but she is a infinite void that grows teeth sometimes. So.
Yeah.
Not an infinite void, sorry, a void fragment.
A void fragment. And
finite void.
Yeah, very finite.
So I think what it's going to be is like people are going to stay away from you, weirdly enough, and like so when you start heading down towards the confiscation room, like they're not going to go that way.
Yeah.
So it works. I think one of the things you start picking up, though, you're picking up the vibes, is like they are rejecting you. You're starting to notice like, oh, they have a problem with you. So I'm going to put an offer out.
Yeah.
That you get hit with an emotional slam of heartbroken?
Ooh.
Ostracized.
Ostracized is a great one.
Oh, sure.
If you want to accept that, you can nope
Would that be in place of the danger track being marked?
That's correct. I'm offering
then
the slam.
I will take the slam.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that is sort of the way that everyone sort of interacts in the school, I think is really interesting to Misery, because being from the Waking Pits, there's no cliques. There's no, groups of friends and, clubs and general sense of community, right? It's all monsters and shadows and the concept of fear itself. So this is very new to Misery, and she likes it a lot. And she really is genuinely trying to make these connections, but as she does, she realizes that that's kind of how people are still seeing her.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that would get to her a little bit.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. Great. Liam, did you have one? You can, as I said, save it for 7.
I think everything she could do would be at 7. I also love that you did the security camera because I'm using one of the new signature devices Mikey has cooked up for potential expansions to Slugblaster. So I'm using the jailbroken microphone or the specialized microphone. And the main thing I can do is a remote hacking dongle where I can hack anything, including cameras.
Oh no!
So as soon as you start, I'm like, I'm gonna just let you finish.
Yeah.
And so I think for her, you know what I'm gonna say, and maybe it won't necessarily help us with the open, but I think it'll help us when we're in there. She's just gonna go around and ask students try to get a lay of what's been confiscated by other students, so that when we're in there, we're not getting. We're not digging through boxes of t-shirts with swear words on them or, drugs. Who wants those? We want this what part of the confiscation room is going to have the Slugblaster gear and what ones are going to have, other confiscated nonsense. And so she's going to kind of grill other students like, hey, what have you had confiscated? Oh my God, did the physics teacher really take that away from you? I can't believe it. How many stickers were on it and how big is it? And would it fit in a Foot Locker?
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a roll, I guess?
Yeah, it's going to be a roll, and I'll be honest, I'm going to pass it because of her raw talent. She's always been amazing at investigations.
Yeah.
So if I fail this, it'll be a 4 or a 5.
Okay,
so but I'm hoping for a 6. That's the Guts playbook. She's great at investigations because, like I said, her dad is like the Edward Snowden of Popularia. But I am going to add a D6, an attitude. 4.
4. Okay. Interesting enough, I'm actually not going to give you the N on open.
Okay.
Because this is actually for the progress track that's coming up.
Great.
You're marking off one now, and you were going to stumble across it maybe, but you actually heard about it in advance.
Great.
That there is one, yes, there are lenses and coils and all that kind of stuff, and there's all sorts of different gear that's from the normal book that's available. However, there is one that is a special chest. There's word that they have a specialized drow kind of chest that supposedly has some unique gear inside of it that who knows what's in there, but you know that there's one. It has a pad on it, and it has a bunch of locks and defenses on it. You've heard legend about this thing. So you're marking the first letter off of chest.
Amazing.
Ooh. Yeah.
And I think some of the people she talks to, just to sort of build out the school a little more, isn't individual students, but it's crowds. So she touches base with the Thrashers, the Heads, the Mavens, the Freaks, the Normies. These are different cliques throughout the school that are also crowds in the Slugblaster playbook that we have sort of conceptualized as cliques at the school. And so just laying the groundwork now that, hey, we're going to meet the Thrashers, the Heads, the Mavens, the Freaks, and the Normies again sooner rather than later. But she goes around and talks to all the cliques to figure out what they're missing. And each one of them has their, oh, my board was taken. My t-shirt with a swear word on it was taken. But they're all but I've heard. Yeah. And it's this thing. And after hearing 5 different groups of people talk about this rumored and legend chest, this drow chest, she's... 1, we've got an edge, and 2, her appetite is really piqued because her whole thing is kind of being an investigator and uncovering secrets the way her dad did. As I said, an air horn blower, a whistleblower, but for a party dimension.
I love it. So,
does that also mark the failure because mixed success, or?
Yes, I think once again there is now people are aware that you were asking about the confiscation. Yeah. So if something, if things start pointing that way, we now have a couple of threads of who done it.
Yeah. So we've got OPE of open, but also CAU of caught. We're halfway on our danger track.
That's correct.
Who?
So as we gather together, it's kind of quiet. A lot of people are at the pool, either watching the tryouts or they're outside. Climbing some trees, throwing stuff off the lookout tower. I know I did that in another season. I'm introducing again, classic small town. There's a lookout tower and people throw stuff off of it. People are distracted because people don't want to stay in the school or they're in their rooms and all that kind of stuff. Things are quiet. and you can hear your footsteps clip on the floor or glop, or what does a shadow sound like?
Pure silence.
It's an absence of silence, like just absence of noise. It absorbs.
The room tone goes away for a moment.
Yeah.
As you're walking down hallways, the lights kind of dim.
Yes.
Disrupt. And we all gathered together, and it looks like Flakes has got like a cow lick because he's been sleeping. He didn't do any prep. He was going to do, but he slept right through. It's just like,
I mean, you've done a lot of prepping that you have the key.
yeah, that's true.
We didn't have a key.
Okay, great. Sorry. Are you folks ready to see what's on the other side of this door? I'm so excited. Okay.
Hell yeah, Daddy-o.
All right. So the cameras. So what, should we dash it with a rock?
No,
or?
I took care of that already. They're offline, and they will be for until someone realizes what I've done, I guess.
Oh, does that thing have hacking technology in it?
Oh, no, I just talked to the secretary.
Oh, okay. I guess if I'm hoping this is maybe only the one time I have to hang out with you lot, but if we do it again, I can hack things.
That makes so much sense. I mean,
Hey, we're learning. We're growing. It's fine.
Before we get started, would anyone like a vanilla latte? There's a part of Misery that is extended and is like a flat tray, and on top of it is like a to-go cup from the cafeteria. I was trying to offer it to potential voters, but no one took me up on it.
Flaubert shoots out a little bit of his self that acts like a straw. It just goes in through the little hole in the top and sucks all of the latte out of the cup.
Great, it's cold.
Ooh, iced.
And then it just sinks into the void, never to be seen again.
Gobi will take one of them and open up almost like a gas tank hatch on the side of the suit somewhere and pour the latte in, and it you see it diffuse into the water.
Clouds a little until it spreads out.
And then he's just breathing water through his gills like he normally does. He's like, oh, is that cinnamon?
Just a little dash.
If we're all going to take a latte, I think then Esther goes to reach out, but her hand kind of touches yours. And before she can get her hand on the coffee cup, her eyes kind of roll back in her head. And she pulls her hand away quickly. And she's like, I really was thirsty for a latte, but when we touched, I could see maggots eating a dandelion in a time-lapse speed. And I've kind of lost my appetite, so...
Well, that's my favorite program. Flakes, you want? Flakes, would you like one?
Oh, yeah, great. And immediately takes it, slams it back.
It is cold.
I take off the lid at the top and just slam it, crush it on my head, and you! And toss I just onto the ground. Okay, let's go. And just he is so amped, and he goes to the door, gets the key out, unlocks the door, opens it inside, and inside is one of those sinks with a mop in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the low, wide sink for emptying a mop
into. And then there's a broom on the wall, and there is
Oh, this looks just like my room.
yeah, this is the other janitor's closet.
Yeah, there's one in each wing.
Yeah.
And Flakes is just kind of bewildered and what? I thought this is where stuff was going to be. And he goes and looks around and there's no nuts. And he goes to kick the mop bucket.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to invoke my ability, Lucky.
This is from the
Chill playbook, which is once per run, dumb luck helps you. A tree falls on a monster, lasers miss you as you tie your shoes. You unknowingly give someone a perfect gift. I'm going to invoke it because as he goes and kicks it, he slips and falls towards that sink at the back where he has stepped through the kind of stealth disguised door. That actually is similar to what we saw in season 1 that Lake's mom had in that portal door.
Oh yeah,
set up, and that kind of fades away, and he like slams into it, kind of breaks the illusion, and you can see this like heavy metal door that can like clearly project a dimensional portal to somewhere.
And sorry, has he gone through it or just like run into it?
He ran into it
and shattered
and, like,
the
broke the
illusion.
facade.
that was
broke
around.
the facade. Yeah, pretty much everything in here is just kind of a projection, sort of. Like there is
Okay.
actually like a mop bucket inside.
That's
funny
the
enough.
only thing. Yeah.
But like actually, it's just kind of generically holding this kind of space, so nobody would
Yeah.
think anything of it.
You even establish that there's another janitor's closet.
So with that knocks off N on open. We have the ability to go inside. Flakes is trying his best to immediately like look at there's some sort of panel on the side, and he tries to like play around with it. And you easily with your phone can like, oh, this is exactly what my phone's here for. And you can,
yeah.
And instead of this metal background, it's replaced by what is on the other side, which is another pocket dimension. Some of you who might be familiar with Drow, this is a Drow secured storage cube. It is effectively a warehouse that you can have. So like, yeah, this room should only be like a really small room, but it actually opens into this fairly big space. And as you breach in, close that the door behind you so nobody follows you, you walk in and you can see that racks go up about 12 feet high. And you can see these, different aisles. Think of like almost like a Costco warehouse kind of vibe, but like closer. Like it's not very wide, these aisles, and that those kind of racks are kind of involved. And as you're looking around, you look up at the ceiling, and you can see that there is a floor up there and more shelves that hang down. And then you look off and you try to see where the edge is, and you can see more shelves that come jutting out of the wall with a with a floor on the wall. Yeah. And you start exploring this space. Flakes is like, what is this? And he goes over towards the corner, and he like puts his hands up and he like feels this weird change in gravity, and he like steps forward and gravity changes at a 90-degree angle, and he can like start walking up the wall, as it were. So there's like hard gravity on all 6 sides of this cube.
Incredible.
And you start looking around, and we are going to add you hear that there's a kind of like a beep, just gentle beep.
Uh-oh.
Beep. I'm going to put a timer track. Time left. And it's
So everything we do marks this. This isn't a failure situation. This is every action.
now there might be ways to replenish and get more time added that if you want to do that. What we're going to do, you can try to pitch to me what you're going to look for, what you might, if you want to try to slow down things, if you want to try access some panels, there's a variety of things you can do. Or you can look for specifically any gear from the rule book. Like I want to try to find, a hard light marker or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a check. If you want to look for lenses or coils or whatever, that's kind of a check as well. And we're doing like an on the fly in the lab kind of role. You know about this chest. Yeah. Once you complete the 5 letters on chest, you have one already, then you get access to a thing that's probably going to be worth more than 5, assumably. Unless I'm a cruel GM, which I notoriously am. But it's probably worth 5 checks.
Yeah.
Ew, deadlines? No, thank you. I do not work on deadlines. Art and Slugblasting happens on my time and nobody else's. And she pulls out her phone and kind of points it to where the beeping is coming from. And the first thing she's going to do is try to buy us more time. She's not having this timer.
Okay.
No, thank you. So I'm going to use from my jailbroken microphone, the remote hacking dongle. Roll to hack even isolated air-gapped devices within 50 feet. Connection is unstable. She's just going to try to hack this timer to buy us I guess 2 letters. The one I use,
Yes.
replace it +1
Yes.
is what I'm going for.
Yeah. I love that.
Because there's no point in me doing this. It's like, you get an extra one and you used one. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Are you doing any, like, say, kick if you add, like, a...
Yeah, I'll add a kick from my Jailbroken Microphones pool. So just doing the 1 roll, but if it's a success, then I get an extra timer.
Yeah.
That's a 2.
That uses up 1.
Yes. So as you are pulling this out, like, Drow has some of the state-of-the-art technology, security technology in particular, and so you're going in and you think you have this, and it's like, oh, this is kind of a remarkable kind of security, and you're kind of wasting the time and everything, and something goes off where it's like on your phone there's like a little line of data that goes apart. Surveillance orb activated.
Oh no.
So there is now in play a surveillance drone orb that is moving around. It's about a volleyball-sized kind of a thing, and it is just there to record stuff.
First orb of the season, baby. We're back.
So that marks a T on our timer thing and a cot.
Yes, it's adding G.
Oh, COD is still in play. Oh no, oh no, oh no.
Yeah. So there are ways of reducing the cot tracker too. Like there are different ways you can play with this.
Sorry, gang. I might have heard us saying about deadlines. Actually, we gotta hurry. Slugblaster's better when it's exciting, and necessity's the mother of invention. So get creative.
Okay, who wants to try something?
Sure. Flaubert has just kind of like glooped up the side of one of these like bits of racking, so he's
Yeah.
up a little higher. Good lord, get a look at this hall, everybody. I don't really have a need for components because I have a bit of a different upgrade system to mine. But is this orb in close vicinity?
It's up on the roof.
Is it like a floating orb, or is it
It's
like
a floating orb,
okay.
like kind of, yeah, it's a floating ball, volleyball sized.
Gotcha. I think I think the orb catches his quote unquote eye. Wow, get a load of that thing floating up there. That's gotta be get together some sort of superior gadget. It's all doing things and stuff. And he's just gonna try and like grab and glom onto the orb.
Yeah.
With like in his mind, it's he's trying to get a piece of loot, but for player sake, I'm trying to destroy the orb.
Yeah, absolutely. As you are moving kind of up and you get to the roof section, you kind of have to like hop up a little bit and then you drop to the roof, if that makes sense, onto the rack on the upside down kind of a thing. And it kind of like spots you and is currently recording. And as you get closer, it reacts and you realize it has a pretty strong reaction. So it's going to be quick and it's kind of dodges and is not there to engage, but try to stay at a distance and record.
Gotcha.
So
I think I'm going to try and sort of close that distance with one of my slime form abilities, Articulated Viscosity.
Mhm.
Your slime form has enough viscous structure and surface tension that you can roll to stretch out your arms, mold yourself into basic shapes, etc. You know, Elastigirl stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and go like frog sticky tongue kind of, and then pull myself up over top of it.
Okay, I love it. Let's give this a try.
Yeah, I think I will start with my normal D6. I will add 1d6 from my attitude, 1d6 from my turbo pool, and I think I want to do a trick on this bad boy.
I love it.
Check it. That's a 5.
Great.
Bubby does reach out and like maybe it takes a few shots at first of like yoing,
Oh, yeah.
yoing, yoing.
Yeah.
And eventually he manages to fake it out and glorp right onto the surface of this orb and yoink himself up over top. He starts to envelop the whole thing. Wow, this thing's got a great feel to it.
Until it does it, and it short circuits inside of you and sends a jolt of electricity through you, Right, it's going to be jolted as a slam.
I will take that because within the grit, one of the other abilities I have is walk it off, get an extra slam box, but mark one style every time you take a slam.
That's 2 style on
So
that.
far, I've taken. Well,
Because you did a trick.
I did a trick. Partly why I did a trick is with this new gadget, since I don't really use components, I can use a trick to represent a breakthrough in gaining a new ability. I have to do a trick to learn something in the field and then do it in the lab to solidify an upgrade.
Gotcha. So this is 1 style and 1 point towards a future upgrade of
Yes.
your slime form.
And I love that it's a jolt. I think there's actually something about like getting hit with this extra energy that like, it energizes my molecular form and like
It's like a chemical reaction. It inspires one, yeah.
Because the mod that I'm looking at is molecular tuning. Roll to temporarily change your slime form's chemical properties to make yourself slippery, sticky, clear, glow-in-the-dark, bouncy, or highly acidic.
Yeah, all that alkaline you drank earlier.
Yeah, it's just like the stuff is going, and I'm just gonna start dissolving this thing while I'm around it. So I will take the slam, but
Yep.
I think I do fuck up this orb.
Yeah.
Okay, I think what you get from doing that is you regain the letter G in caught.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I've eliminated some of the security presence.
Yeah. We also mark I on time left for, and then chest is in play and caught is in play.
Okay.
So who would like to go next?
I think Gobi is ready to make a move here, and the main thing he's interested in is whatever's in this. As soon as Esther started telling us about this drow chest that has some sort of secret technology, he's stoked for that because he wants to find out, just natural curiosity. He wants to know what's in there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a roll towards just like moving through the space, covering as much ground as quickly as possible, and trying to locate any sign of this chest. And I'm going to be using my powered armor abilities to do that. I'm going to be using my mobility boosters. Roll to go fast over solid terrain via jet propulsion, mechanized leg engines, or something else.
Sure. What is it for you?
So Gobi's suit, I'm picturing like, again, it's a pressurized suit. It's filled with water. In my head, the way it works is there's like a micro portal at 2 places in the suit that is constantly filtering water from Desneen into the suit and then back out into Desneen. So it's got a constant flow of water. But as a result of this, all of his abilities with the armor are very water-based. So out of the bottom of his feet, water just starts like projecting. So he's sort of like, he's standing on bubbles and water, and then also out of the back of his legs shoots some water. So he's almost like skating or rollerblading, but just on a watery sort of surface. Like
He's like hydroplaning all over.
Yeah, exactly. He's hydroplaning. That's the word I'm going to use for it. I love that. Yeah.
I love it. So, are you going to roll with kick?
Yes, yeah. I'm going to. I'll put. We're on a timer here, and it's a long track. I'm going to put 2 kick on this. I'm going to use both of my powered armor's kick.
Okay.
I'm also going to use a D6 from my powered armor. Yeah, I'll do a D6 from my attitude as well. And yeah, this is me using everything I got. So this will be 3D6 that I'm rolling, plus a kick. And let's make it a trick, so I get some style if I succeed, and if I don't, here we go, rolling with 3D6. We got a 1. We got a 3. We got a 6. We finally got a 6. We're 6 of the new season. We're back, baby.
Double back.
So you added 2 kick, right?
2D6. I only added 1 kick.
Okay.
Or no, wait.
I thought you
No, I did add 2 kick. I've marked them on here. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
2 kick. Yes. Yeah. So I've marked 3 spots. Ideally, is what I'm going for.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what happens. You've got H, E, and S from chest. So you just have
Excellent.
T left.
Yeah, the bottom of his feet sort of erupt into these plumes of water, and he goes shooting forward, and he's skating around. He skates up a wall and is going along the wall surface, and then comes up onto the roof, and he's just like moving through these aisles, seeing all this stuff, but using his smarts to try and like focus in and look for specifically this chest and everything that Esther described it as.
And I think as you are going around, you realize that they also have cloaking technology, right?
Yeah.
And that's how you discover it, where there's kind of like, there's this plain cardboard box. There's like, and it seems to be just empty. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing. And like, why would they have that in lockup? And it's kind of like...
And then I think back to 30 seconds earlier when we saw a janitor's closet.
They're not inventive, yeah.
Wait a minute.
And
It ain't broke.
and so you push on it and kind of like it disrupts it.
Yeah.
And you see, like this gleaming chrome kind of metal box, and it has a pad on it. It's got like reinforced locks, and it does hum with a certain kind of energy. And this is where I'm going to invoke BRITE. Oh boy, I've been waiting.
You can't let us have one 6.
We keep rolling badly, and you're like, I guess I don't get to use a bite because you fucked yourself.
Because I believe I have that right. I get 4 bites.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one per player.
Yeah.
Kick us as we're standing up, huh?
Old chestnut.
And what's attached next to this humming kind of thing? So, like, there's a powered security device. And when there's an extreme amount of energy, that can attract certain kind of creatures, such as a meta-terrestrial slug.
Ooh.
A slug!
And it's a tiny little one. They can be really big or whatever. This is just a tiny little guy that is just like... saw some power, and it is absorbing, like, taking this generating power. And it does, like, notice that there is another source of power right nearby, and it's like raises its, like, little slug eyes or whatever, and, like, peers around at you. Once again, I would say it's, like, the size of a caterpillar kind of thing. You know, just a little guy. It's been here for a while, and now it has a new potential thing to suck energy from.
Oh, no.
Anyways, so that we are now at Tim on time left. Do you have something, Lena?
Yes. So I think Misery was about to ask Flakes exactly what he was looking for in this room. But then she got distracted by the jolt and the neon highlighter yellow that Flobbert has turned as this electricity courses through his
The fact that he
form.
lights up a bit, I hadn't considered that.
Yeah. And so she turns her attention up to Flobbert and sort of positions herself in a way that he can really clearly see her. And she says, Bob! You are doing excellent work! You are powerful! The strength of your form knows no bounds!
It's shocking.
I'm open! And I'm gonna invoke 2 abilities here.
Okay.
First, I want to invoke Pep Talk. Once per run, refill 3 hype or clear a slam for a teammate. What do they need to hear the most right now? We still have all our hype. We haven't spent any of it yet. So I would like to suggest that I clear your depleted slam, giving you the energy and motivation to reform some of the slime that you had lost from vandalizing the headmaster's statue. And the second ability I would like to invoke, hopefully setting up Flobbert for getting rid of this orb, is Chaos Vent from my Voidware backpack. It's just Misery. She's just Void. But I am using the abilities of the Voidware backpack as my signature device, and so I would like to use Chaos Vent, Mark 1 Turbo, turn your bag into a one-way portal to a randomly selected world. So somehow she gets even more all-encompassingly black, and maybe there's like a sound that sort of starts to emanate from her, and her appendages, of which there are more than 4 at this point, just sort of like stretch out towards Flobbert as if she is preparing for a catch.
Flobber can't tell if it's the electricity or something else, but there's almost a rose tint to looking at this. But then he's going for the alley-oop of firing the orb over to you.
Yeah, perfect.
Love it. And there's like no check with that, right? Like you just do
Mark
it.
1 Turbo. So I am currently a one-way portal, and if Flobbert is going to try and launch the orb, I would like to lend some of my resources to help with that particular action.
Gotcha. So you cleared the slam. I think by getting rid of the orb, it's now disconnected from the local security system. So it's like that data is not going to be uploaded. I think I am going to add a U.
Oh, we got the orb out?
Do I need to roll to do that, or is that just like there's a big
Lena said you up
target
for it,
for
maybe.
me?
So
Yeah, like I'm kind of saying like it's not that hard to do it. because
Oh,
it's
okay,
big.
sick.
I'm going to say that's you invoked an ability.
You spent the
And
resource to
resources.
do it, yeah.
Yeah,
Sweet.
especially
Yeah.
with the kick. I'm almost saying that the kick
Well, because
is.
that's what I need to do to activate the chaos
Oh, that's
in the
just.
first place.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to be nice.
Yay!
You got the UGHT left on cot.
Beautiful.
Flakes is overwhelmed, just like it's all here, and he's just joyfully like going and like looking at things, just tearing things apart. There's no rhyme or reason to his approach. So I think he's going to attempt to find advanced portal tech. And so I think that's what he's going to try to come across. And there is, of course, a lock on a lot of these different things. Like they lock up stuff that's maybe more advanced, more dangerous or whatever. And he's like, I'm gonna try to get that. And he's going to attempt to break it. He has, his ray gun kind of thing ready to go. And he's just going to do a classic shot. I'm going to I roll with an extra dive because I'm the chill. He's about to do that. And then he has another idea. He puts it away and he like goes down to his hip, hits a couple buttons on the Discman that connects to his sneakers and engages the hyper phaser that allows him to phase through walls and other matter. And he's just going to try to go and grab it and try
Just
to
reach
pull it
through the
through
wall.
and
That's
try
very
to.
good.
Yes.
I'm going to add a kick and I'll add a turbo. Why not? So that way I roll with 3.
Oh, shit!
Germany.
That's triple sixes right there.
Oh, dang!
Hello!
So with that, I go in there. Flakes reaches in, grabs what's inside, and yanks it out. We have advanced portal tech now in our hands. We have advanced portal tech, and he's just like, "Oh, could you imagine what we can do? We could go to Coelia one day." Yeah, so great. That marks down L on time left.
Gobi will shout out to Esther and be like, I found the chest and it's locked and there's a pad and there's a slug, but you had that phone, right? Do you want to take a crack at it?
Yeah, and how far are we on the chest?
Chest, we just have T left.
One
Oh,
left.
So you don't even need to add kick or anything. You just have to get a 6.
Okay, great. She's like, "Oh, great job, Gobi. I got you. I got just the thing." And she's looking around, and I love the sort of rotating room thing you've described, Dave. Maybe she's still on the base floor, but she sees Gobi on a wall. She sees Misery on a wall. She sees the Bubby, floating from the top. Flakes is phasing through things, and she realizes like, oh, Slugblaster's back, baby. Because before her family got sent to Null, she was as popular and participatory Slugblaster as any Popularian. And then obviously it's outlawed at this school. So it's been a kind of a while since she's got her fix. And of all the things she loves to document, it's Slugblaster. She wants to be the director of the next great Slugblaster video. And so not only is she going to open it, but she is going to use this opportunity to capture the coolest trick she could possibly muster in this. So I'm going to use my ray gun as well, which I think is her phone, and it shoots like EMPs.
Very good.
Is kind of the bit. It's not dissimilar to remote hacking dongle, but for this case, it's just got a little more aggression to it. So she's gonna take a blast at the chest, but she's also going to check it, do a trick. So first of all, show off. I get 1 extra D6 when I do a trick because I'm the guts. And then she's also got the powered crunk filter. Mark 1 style when you successfully use a trick to take a dope picture or video. And so she's going to climb up onto the, Costco racks so that she's as close to the middle of the room as possible. She assumes like, oh, this is some weird gravity in here. And is going to jump in such a way that she's like in the middle of the room, at the center of the gravity.
Yeah.
And I think her phone, this isn't an ability on the phone. This is just something I'm adding for flavor. I think it's got a hard light selfie stick, so she can have a selfie stick out in whatever direction she wants.
Very good.
And is going to jump off. Because we also don't have boards yet, right? Like none of us have. You have Rift Ninja sneakers, but none of us really have boards. So she's just gonna like parkour jump into the middle of the room to catch that zero gravity. Do as many backflips as she can before she eventually finds a direction to fall. The camera's going to catch all of, 360 degree capture of everything going on in this room and finish off her flip with a blast towards this thing. Hopefully getting that T and getting a sick picture of this newly formed crew with her at the center doing a infinite backflip in zero gravity.
And to be clear, like when you do a trick, consequences are worse if you fail, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But also I get an extra D6 because I'm the guts.
Yep.
And I think since I don't want to screw this up, because you just talked me into using the other kick from my attitude. So I'm going to roll with 3D6.
That's what I like to do.
3D6. Because you scared me.
3d6 no kick?
3D6, no kick. I don't need the kicks. I'm just getting the T.
Right.
And she goes, check it. Does a leap, does a flip, everything I described. A 6!
Yay!
And at the final thing, she just the phone, has been capturing her with the world moving behind it. And then just in time, when you rotate your phone, it kind of tries to figure out the orientation.
Yeah.
She's just sort of clicks the final button to be like, lock this one, zap, and a... Helix could see it because it's the fourth color, but an ultraviolet ray of EMP blasts this box. Pew! And it bursts open in front of Gobi as she lands, I think now up on the roof next to Bubby.
Love it. And yeah, it cracks open. The slug is kind of still around. I think that would have been like a kick to also get that. But it's not the same as an active threat, right? But you blast it open.
And I get 2 style for that. So.
You get 2 style. Love it. And it's as it pops open, there's like a golden light that shines up. Kind of hard to see what's going to be there. You're up close to be able to see it shining off of your...
We get the Pulp Fiction shot.
Yeah. and we're going to find out what that is very soon. But as you are looking at this prize in front of you and it's processing through, this is going to be so good. You hear through the door, I'm using another bite. You hear, look, there's a slug problem, okay? We just need to spray down some stuff around here. We'll just go in, go out. We don't have to spend a lot of time in here. Well, good, because I hear that the gravity in this place is don't you know, it kind of messes with your whole, your heart and everything. You can't stay in here long. Yeah, I know. We'll just go in, spray it down, look for them. It's fine. And 2 drow agents in the gear, and they have the kind of hazmat suit. They have a backpack with once again water ready to spray down to kill slugs. Weirdly enough, they're using the calorium water. That's what kills slugs. So they were like, well, this is handy. And
we got tanks of it.
You got tanks of it
up early.
And they start walking down the aisles as all of you from various angles are currently out of the way. But will you be found? Will you get your stuff out? We'll have to find out next time on Quantum Kickflip.